Kakatin eng wit tugul ole imitei hitagat eng logoiwekab emet chebo saisiek kong'ete Kass TV. Kainenyu ko Chesankaro Sirma ak kabarastaindet nekimite tuwai eng oretab kabarunet ko Naomi Cherotich. Ketoune logoiwek chok kole kaimongei kandoindetab chechang anan majority leader eng bunge nebo Senate notok ko Aaron Cheriot akomwa kole kale maweche kiy tilet notok nekokon kapkirwok nebo High Court eng wikit konye kole matindoi koitet neo nebo MPs serikalitab Kenya Kwanza eng bunge nebo National Assembly. Kosubkei ak Senator Aaron ko magat kisub tilet notok nekikon Speaker nebo National Assembly Moses Wetangula kole tindoi majority Kenya Kwanza ako minority Azimio ako unotok ko manyolu eng kapkirwok kochutyi boisionik chebo bunge. Kokotestai kobit ng'alalet eng kwenutab kandoik chebo Azimio ak chebo Kenya Kwanza kotinygei ak tilanato bo kapkirwok ole kikeni keker takchinet neibei bunge kotinygei ak tilanato eng kasarta neiwekugei boisiet bunge kong'etegei kamung'et nebo recess.
Kuna uamuzi ule umetokea katika mahakama ya kusema ati sijui kuna Azimio ni wengi kushinda sijui nani. Hiyo maneno mimi maoni yangu sioni kama ni mambo ambaye ninafaa kuongelea sana. Lakini kile mimi najua katika sheria ya taifa letu uamuzi wa pande gani ni wengi na wagani ni wachache inafanywa na spika wa bunge. Huyo jaji ambaye aliongea, hiyo ni maoni yake kama maoni ya Mkenya mwingine yoyote vile anaweza toa. Na sioni kama kuna ubaya mtu kuwa na maoni. Lakini the truth of the matter is that as we stand today, the decision by Speaker Moses Wetangula was founded in law and parliamentary practice. Remember, this is a speaker who has been in parliament over 30 years. So the judge, in whatever he was expressing, in my opinion, fell terribly short of parliamentary practices. And I want to believe that hiyo ni maneno ambaye haiwezi kutukosanisha. Mimi nikiona huyo judge, pengine kidogo alikuwa anataka kuingililia hii maneno ambaye inaendelea kwa sasa, inaitwa broad based. Kwa sasa, dunia ilishasonga. Hakuna kitu inaitwa Azimio. Na hakuna kitu ya ile ya zamani ati tulikuwa tunasema Kenya Kwanza. Sasa hii tuko kwa msimu mwingine inaitwa broad based ambayo ni Kenya, serikali rais ameleta ya Wakenya wote wako ndani. Kwa hivyo hiyo maneno mnataka kutupatia ati tuweze kugawana, hiyo ni maneno kidogo sana. Vitu sijui nani atakaa pande gani ama gani, hiyo ni maneno ilikuwa imepitwa na wakati. If it is about leadership in parliament, already as we resume to parliament tomorrow, on my side, on the side of the Senate, and even Kimani Ichung'wah on the National Assembly, we are going to reconstitute all committees and give leadership that reflects the broad-based agenda. Kwa hivyo hii kitu kidogo mnataka kutuambia ati tupiganie who becomes sijui leader of one or the other, hiyo mtafute kazi nyingine ya kufanya. In any case, there is nothing called Azimio anymore. Ile kitu mimi naona iko pande moja ya broad-based na iko pande ile ingine ya kina Wajakoya, Kalonzo na ule mzee wa Loliondo wa Nyeri ambaye anaita watu kudanganya ati yako na dawa ya siasa. Wewe utakuwa na dawa ya siasa na huko nyumbani. Kama ungekuwa unajua kupanga, ungefukuzwa. Unajua mimi naona ati juzi anatisha rais anamwambia wewe utakuwa one term. Sasa wewe mtu ambaye hukumaliza hata quarter term unatisha mwingine namna gani? Kama ungekuwa fundi ungejitibu kwanza.
Tetat keyai bandab oret nebo kilomitaisiek 5 kebune keldo eng betutab komut kasi wikinito kong'etegei komasta nebo Kaptilit akoi sukulitab Kabarnet Deaf Blind School asikeseng toretet nekitorete sukulinoto neribe lagok chemakertoi ak chemakastoi kosubkei ak kanetindet neo nebo sukulinoto Eunice Chesang ak governor nebo Baringo noto ko Benjamin Cheboy kobune kaimutik chechang sukulinoto ako nyolchin toretet ole kasom chamanik tugul ak biikab emet kale koboisie betutab Valentine's Day kokochi toretet sukulinoto.
It is the only school in East and Central Africa which gives or offers education for deaf blind children. And therefore, it is the only school in Kenya. We receive children from all parts of Kenya and even outside Kenya. And currently, we have 85 learners. We have 55 boys and 30 girls. And they come from various counties. They not only come from Baringo County, but all over the country. So therefore, this day is very important for us because we have some challenges, like the funding from the government is somehow insufficient, And the major challenge right now is the salaries for the workers. We have a huge debt arrears for the workers and therefore and other needs of the school. So we found that this lay we can use it so that we can maybe mobilize resources so that also we can get something we can use for the betterment of our education of our learners and also be able to offset some of these debts which are accruing now and then. Now the number of learners are increasing. Like for example, this term we have received 5 new learners and therefore the number is expanding every now and then, and we find that the teacher ratio should be 1:1, and you see now we have 85 learners and we have 34 teachers, and we find that now the ratio is not equivalent.
And we will also be asking those who are in charge, like government, this is a day also to come on board and try to unlock the challenges that the school face. This is a school that was established, and since that time it has been surviving on it almost on its own, surviving on its well-wishers. We would ask that in the future we have a sustainable way of running the school.
For a long time we have been putting a smile on our loved ones, putting a smile on our spouses, a smile on our young people, the young people of this country, put a smile on their girlfriends and their boyfriends. And we are doing it differently this time in Kabarnet. In Baringo County and Kabarnet in particular, we have a school called Kabarnet School for the Deaf Blind, which is facing myriads of challenges owing to insufficiency of capital that is provided to them by the Ministry of Education and other stakeholders. We as a county are appealing to you to forego your Valentine's gift to your loved ones and make it available to the children of Kabarnet School for the Deaf and Blind. Let us put a smile on the face of these young disadvantaged children. We are urging friends and people of goodwill and lovers to put a smile on these young people on that day by participating in a walk, a 5-kilometer walk from Kiptilit all the way to the school. As you exercise and keep yourself fit, these young people are unable to exercise. They are unable to walk because they can't see, they can't hear. And some of them have got other challenges, including jaundice and other forms of ailments. We are kindly appealing to you. Search your soul. You are spending 10 to 20,000 or 30,000 shillings on splashing on drinks for yourself and for others. Can do a better job by donating the same amount of money to Kabarnet Deaf Blind School. We will be doing service to nature, and nature is forgiving to those who assist the vulnerable.
Tesetai emetab Kenya kokimiti mung'aret ak emetab Saudia eng takyinetab kekanapta bandab tai eng emoni. Kamwa President William Ruto kole chobot serikali kotach mung'arainik kobun emet noto bo Saudia chemoche koyai mung'aret ak emetab Kenya asikobit kotoret eng kanaptaetab uchumi ak bandab tai eng emoni. Kayai tuyet Ruto ak chemung'arainik chebo Saudi Chambers of Commerce eng State House Nairobi ole kamwa kole bo kamanut mising boroinwek chechang chebo mung'aret asikobit walet eng emoni.
We have realized and we have a very good and excellent and positive experience with nurses and nursing from Kenya. We have a number, of course, a large number, but we also think this is a great opportunity. Also, there is a huge demand of almost 50,000 jobs to be filled, and I think this is a good area for collaboration. If once we come to an agreement on the requirements and so forth. And the other important sector, Mr. President, that we have discussed is agriculture and livestock, which is very important for us. There's a very large demand in Saudi Arabia for livestock. So we discussed specifically opportunities where we can assemble here the quarantine area, the slaughterhouses, and the checkup. You know, we have our Hajj season where we, of course, sacrifice and we use, there's a huge demand of millions of heads of livestock.
We have negotiated as a country different investment, trade, and market infrastructure. We have a negotiated framework with the European Union, meaning that from Kenya, you can export to the 27 countries in the European Union. Through the AGOA framework, you can also export from Kenya to America, duty-free, quota-free. So again, there are big opportunities for you and for investors, both from Saudi Arabia, working with their Kenyan counterparts, to do more business beyond what can be done between Saudi Arabia and Kenya alone. The East Coast, where Kenya is the natural gateway for Saudi Arabia and Middle East into the continent of Africa. And therefore, as you look at the investment opportunities in Kenya, even as you consider what you can do that will go back to Saudi Arabia, I want to let you know that there is a bigger opportunity for investors from Saudi Arabia working with their counterparts in Kenya to serve an even bigger market. We have a big African market that is growing and that is virgin. It is my belief that with this relationship, your coming to Kenya and the return visit by Kenya to Saudi at an appropriate moment, as was said by the president of the chamber here, will create the necessary nexus and network that will enable business people in Kenya and in Saudi Arabia to work together, looking at the opportunities that exist both in Kenya and in Saudi Arabia, and the synergy that we can create for the opportunities here, leveraging on the technology you have, leveraging on the investments that you can create. And I want to let you know that, as was said by the president of the chamber, we have a very stable economy, the largest economy in East Africa, possibly the 7th largest economy in Africa. And therefore, working from Kenya, you will not only have the opportunity to work with a big economy, but it is your gateway to the African continent.
Tesetai ak logoiwek ko mache principal secretary nebo ICT Edward Kisiangani ak stakeholders tugul eng sector nebo ICT kotes kanaptaet nebo tetutik cheribei biikab emet mising ko lagok eng boisiet noto nebo muswoknatetab kasari noto ko internet. Ongalali eng taonitab Nairobi eng igorto nekoboibochi betut nebo Safer Internet Day 2025 komwa Kisiangani kole kikotestai serikali kokanapta ripset noto nebo logoiwek anan data protection. Sala koteng kasarta nekamwa kole nyolu ketes kechul ngatutik chekitokyin keipchi kakwautik chekimen chebo kerkong'et biik chotok chewechei anan chechutyin boisietab muswoknatet eng oret neya. Kinyoru reportit nitok ak sirindenyo Caroline Kiplagat.
En igorta nebo Safer Internet Day 2025 komwa PSN Ministry nebo ICT Professor Edward Kisiangani kole chang tetutik chetesetai kosuldaen serikali eng tokyinetab koker kole boisien biikab emet muswoknotet en oret nekararan. Akot kounoto korirta Kisiangani sigik nekamwa kole ichek chekotestai kochomchi lagok koboisien muswoknotet ak machikili kole tos ne neyoe lakwenyin koboisien muswoknotet.
Adults colluding with the children to generate narratives about government officials. Even they do it against the president, and adults celebrate. I've said when they are finished with the president and the cabinet and myself, they will come for you, the parent. So these adults who are defending children for doing wrong things on the net, you know they will finish with us and come for you. And don't come to us for protection. You cannot say people can enjoy freedom to the extent that that freedom to use the net is limitless. They can tell you anything. They can abuse you. They can generate falsehoods about you. When you ask the child, why are you doing this? The parent says, you are interfering with my children. These kids are coming for you. And so, you must be ready to deal with them. Don't ask the state to protect you from your own children, because they are doing wrong things with your support.
Kamwa Director General nebo kibagengeitab Communication Authority of Kenya CA David Mungonyi kole eng kasarta netesetai kowalakse muswoknotet eng chepchebindo neo komagat eng stakeholders tugul kotestai kocheng ak ichek ortinwek che kirindoi boisiet neya nebo muswoknotet.
Consumer education is not a luxury or an afterthought, but a core activity for all stakeholders. This is the only way that our digital world will thrive. Emerging technologies such as AI are complicating matters. With the generative AI, fraudsters are able to create more credible-looking content, and with machine learning and automation, they are able to develop malware and viruses that adapt to system defenses. Thankfully, the reverse is true. At a system level, automation and machine learning can help improve cybersecurity response, but on the human front, we have no substitute for awareness, consumer education, and vigilance.
Caroline Simba kobun Jamii Telcom ak Dr. Fiona Asonga kobun Technology Service Providers of Kenya TESPOC kokasom sigik koyeku chetai cheribe lagok komachukchi boisiet neya nebo muswoknotet akot en kasarta nekasom serikali kobun Ministry nebo ICT ak somanet kotou kanetisiet nebo muswoknotet eng sukulisiekab emoni.
You are the first line of defense against online risks. You must lead by example, by adopting online safety measures and openly discussing your own experiences, both good and bad, with your children. This way, you encourage a culture of openness and erase the stigma that comes from accepting that one has been scammed or defrauded online. Underage children must not be left online unsupervised. You must remember that your child's online safety is just as important as their physical health, both playing a critical role in the general well-being of your child.
Children who are in the city are more exposed because they have more connectivity and there's more options. A child in a rural space, how do you ensure that they're still safe online? So we need to be able to make sure that the tools are working and working for us, but the tools will not work if we don't use them. So while the tech companies have put tools forward, the other part of the challenge is making sure that these are used. And I'm sure if we gave them time, they would explain to you the number of times they receive phone calls telling them, Meta, this is not working, or this has happened, but there's a tool and everything is online. You need to just go through, as you go through the platform, go through, read everything. We have a bad habit of not liking to read.
Caroline Kiplagat, logoiwekab emet en county nebo Nairobi.
Ak eng logoiwek chebo ureriosiek, kotetat kowege eng weekend nenyone eng Mumias Complex season nebo Athletics Kenya Track and Field Meet. Eng edition noton nebo kenyini komitei konunoik chotok cheibeljingei rwoik chetarei eng podium.
En weekend nekosirtoi National Cross Country Championship season nebo Cross Country nebo Athletics Kenya. Ako kaibata season noton nebo Cross Country kotetat kotokigei rwoik season nebo Track and Field Meet. En weekend nenyone nebo tarikit 14 ak tarikit 15 komiten rwoikab emetab Kenya en Mumias Sports Complex ele tetat kotaunengei Track and Field Meet netai nebo season ini nebo Athletics Kenya. En meet noton kotetat kelabat labatosiek chebo 100 meters chebo kwonyik ak murenik, 200 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters, 1500 meters, 3000 meters steeplechase, 5000 meters long jump, triple jump, shot put ak javelin tugul chebo komosta nebo murenik ak komosta nebo kwonyik. Ak en kasarta netai eng season ini komiten konunoik chebo melekwek en rwoik cheyoe komie eng labatosiek tugul. Labotindet age tugul netore eng boroindo netai kobeljingei 20,000 ak netore eng boroindo nebo oeng kobeljingei 15,000 ak netore eng boroindo nebo somok kobeljingei 10,000. Kosubkei ak logoiyot kobun Athletics Kenya ko kimongu rwoik tugul chetetat korwai en kabelisionoton koyub bib numbers eng tarikit 13 betut nebo ko4 kasi arawanitan kenyit nebo 2025 en the Mumias Sports Complex.
Ako yuto ko kakait let nebo kayumetab logoiwek chekakibun kong'ete Kass TV. Kainenyu ko Chesankaro Sirma ak kabarastoindet ngakimite tuwai eng oretab kabarunet ko Naomi Cherotich. Testai ikere Kass TV, kimnatet naet.